We are all still early to crypto, and it's stories that I'm about to show you today that's such an awesome reminder of that. Plus, knowing that Bitcoin and crypto is accelerating at such a fast pace, it kind of feels like the best of both worlds, right? We're investing in something that still has not gained mass adoption. And we know that this could be one of the best providing assets out there. So I saw this really awesome story today that I just like absolutely had to share with you. I didn't plan on making another video tonight, but this caught my eye and it's kind of close to home. So we'll just get right in. The University of Austin launches a $5 million Bitcoin fund for their $200 million endowment, becomes the first university in the US to launch a Bitcoin fund. The university is going to hold these Bitcoins for at least 5 years. Other colleges and universities will follow. We are going so much higher. This is from Crypto R Us. And now I did a lot of research on this because I live in Texas. So that I saw this tweet and I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. They're actually not the first university to do this. There's another, and we're going to talk about that in just a little bit. But before we get started, welcome back to the channel. My name's Doc. Throughout the day, I'm a resident physician, and at night, I take you guys on my investing journey. If you guys get any value out of this, hit the like button, subscribe. Turn on your noties so the algorithm will push more crypto related content. Plus, it really, really helps me out. So, the University of Austin starting their own Bitcoin fund. Wow. Did not have this on my bingo board, and I'm going to walk you through my thesis on how this is the snowball effect. This is how crypto gains mass adoption. And guess what, guys? We are all still early. I know you guys watch channels like this. You subscribe to me because I give you guys fast, reliable information. We're in the crypto sphere every day. But for the average American or average person out there, they might not be as in tune with crypto and Bitcoin. And it just goes to show that we have a lot of progress to make, but we're on the right track. So I actually looked this up, the University of Austin. This is like on their official website. You can look this up yourself, uaustin.org/Bitcoin, and they talk about their Bitcoin endowment. An endowment, for anyone who doesn't know, it's just a fund that's designated for a specific purpose. In this case, the purpose is to help out the University of Austin, Texas. Right, they're a leader in Bitcoin financial services. They're partnering with Unchained to set up or develop this long-term university endowment holding Bitcoin. Really, really cool. And I started thinking to myself, like, oh my gosh, why haven't other universities started to do this? Well, it turns out they're actually not the first university to do this. I was scrolling down and I saw this tweet from Eric Balchunas, and he talks about how Emory University, they actually had a $15.8 million endowment in Bitcoin with the new ETFs, right? So everybody's talked about like how popular these ETFs are because it was going to allow institutional investors to come in. I don't think too many folks had the foresight or had it on their bingo card that universities would start to hold these projects. So I actually looked up the tweet because, again, I was curious about this. This kind of hits home. I'm in Texas. Emory University having $15.8 million on their books for Bitcoin. And you know what the wild thing is? This is in October. So somehow this kind of just fell underneath the radar. And guess what? If it was 15.8 million in October of 2028, this has got to be 16, 17, 18 million dollars now as Bitcoin's price has appreciated. So we're kind of building this thesis. The Bitcoin ETFs, they're starting to gain more and more traction. You know, we thought institutional investors would come on board, and now we're seeing actual universities are also jumping on the bandwagon. Well, this kind of makes sense, right? Crypto's hit 300 million users, and this is growing at a pace that's faster than the internet and mobile phones. So I saw this by CoinSpeaker, and I thought this was really interesting. This graphic, I'm going to zoom in on it. Mobile phones, it took 21 years to reach 300 million daily users, okay? It took the internet 15 years to reach 300 million users. It only took crypto 12 years, right? So almost twice as fast as mobile phones and just a little bit faster than the internet. And that just goes to show we talk about this snowball effect, right? How fast technology can, how folks fast can adopt or adapt to using this new technology. And it just goes to show crypto is kind of leading the way in that regards. So, right, Bitcoin's role as a reserve asset, not only is it gaining traction amongst institutions, but it's really starting to gain weight amongst different US states, right? So if we look at this map here, I love this map. This shows states. So first let's start here. This shows the states in orange are states who have specifically developed a strategic Bitcoin reserve. And right, there's 20 of them. I feel like this map just keeps growing week by week. And then we can actually see there's states that who have developed not necessarily specific Bitcoin strategic reserves, but crypto policies, right? And a lot of these folks are just calling this like legal tender for cryptocurrency, strategic Bitcoin Reserve Act, but also just digital assets. They're being more broad because they might want to hold on to assets other than just Bitcoin. The cool thing I like about this website, and I'll actually link it down below, but it's just bitcoinlaws.io. It shows where different states are in the process. So for example, North Dakota, the bill actually got killed within the first chamber. Not to worry though, I think from what I hear, they're going to reintroduce this legislation. But look at Utah. They're really pushing forward. They got through their second committee. They just need to get to the second chamber now. There's a lot of rumors flying on Twitter that Utah is really sprinting towards the finish line to be the first state to have a Bitcoin strategic reserve. So we're talking about states enacting Bitcoin or crypto digital reserves, crypto asset reserves. We're talking about universities, again, not on my bingo card, universities adopting Bitcoin. And I came across this adoption curve. And full disclosure, I'm sick right now, so sorry that you're hearing me sniffling, but I'm actually getting my MBA from LSU online, so shout out to them. But this curve is something that I learned about in one of my MBA classes, and it's the adoption curve. It's also called the diffusion of innovation curve. And it kind of talks about how fast technology is implemented, right? Or used amongst the everyday common folk. So, right, this first 2.5% of folks, these are the innovators, right? And then you have these early adopters. I kind of think of like I can never say their name right, the Winklevoss twins, who kind of started using this, or Jack Dorsey, right? Maybe this is the 2017 cycle. And right now, I think we're in this early majority stage as far as Bitcoin and cryptocurrency goes. Just think about it. You still have politicians spewing nonsense about cryptocurrency because they're uneducated. You still have some retirement firms who won't accept crypto. We still have a lot of progress to make. And what that really means is we are all still early, right? We are in this early majority phase. Yes, crypto is starting to gain traction. Yes, it is continuing to gain adoption fast and fast. And we just showed that here with this picture, right? Crypto is one of the fastest technologies to reach 300 million users. But I don't think we've hit this late majority or laggards yet. Here's how I want you guys to look at this. If we're still in the early majority phase, that means only half of folks have really heard or know about crypto. And I would say it's probably less than half. What that really means is we have over half the population that still is fortunate to learn about crypto, right? I remember when I first learned about crypto and I was like, what is this? Is this like that Bitcoin thing? And then you kind of get, as Anthony Pompliano would say, you get orange pilled, right? You learn a little bit more about it and you realize like, oh gosh, there's really something here. And guys, by the way, more on Anthony Pompliano at the end of this video, which by the way, guys, if you're getting any value out of this, please like, subscribe, turn on your noties. It really helps me out and it pushes more crypto related content out to you guys. It means way more to me than you guys know. So I start thinking like, okay, we're early in the adoption curve, right? I look at gold and Bitcoin, right? And this red line here, this is Bitcoin's market cap compared to this yellow line. This is gold's market cap, okay? And on the x-axis here, we have time, right? Just in years. And then on the right axis, we have billions of dollars. You can just think of this as I like to think of this as trillions, right? So Bitcoin right now has a market cap below $2 trillion. Bitcoin total market cap below 2 trillion. Meanwhile, gold, their market cap is almost $20 trillion, right? Bitcoin less than $2 trillion market cap, Bitcoin less than 2, gold a little bit less than 20. Sorry, I'm sick. I'm about to sneeze here. Okay, so then I started thinking, because I'm a nerd, like, what? I like to visualize things, right? And Bitcoin right now is about a tenth or the 11th the size of gold. So I said, okay, well, I know Jupiter. I know it's roughly 10 times. It turns out it's almost 11 times wider than Earth. So I got this picture, right? For you, this might seem corny, but I'm a visual guy. Like, I need to see things. So, right, we have all these tiny planets, Pluto, the moon, Mercury, Mars, Venus, and then we have Earth right here, right? So this is Earth. And of course, I got to figure out a way to move my picture because I want you guys to actually see this here. So I'm going to move over here. So Earth right here, and then we have Jupiter right here. If Earth was the market cap of Bitcoin, Jupiter would be the market cap of gold. Guys, gold is outdated. Bitcoin is the new digital version of gold. It's faster, more efficient. You can never mint or create new Bitcoins where you can do that with gold, right? So I'm talking, we are early now. All of us here that we're watching this, yes, in 2025, we are all early. And what a great reminder. Anthony Pompliano tweeted out in December 2nd, 2018, telling folks to talk to their kids about Bitcoin as a Christmas gift. And guess what? When he tweeted this, Bitcoin was $4,000. Okay. Bitcoin was $4,000 when he talked about this. Well, if we look at Bitcoin right now, ignore all these silly lines. Right now, it's $97,000, right? At its peak, it was 109. So a 25x, give or take, in the last 7 years. My question to you is, and I'm going to leave you with this because I think this is so important, where will Bitcoin's price be in the next 7 years? It's so easy. And I talked about this in my last video. I'll link it on the end screen. I talked about how it's so easy to get caught up in the day-to-day or week-to-week price action. We are all still early. Zoom out. Instead of thinking, where is Bitcoin going to be in the next week or two? I want you all to start thinking, where is Bitcoin going to be in the next 5 years, in the next 7 years? Because if you can have that time horizon for your investments, I think you're going to fare much, much better. If you guys got any value out of this, hit the like, subscribe button. It honestly means way more to me than you know. I read all of the comments. Let me know what you think. Do you think Bitcoin will be worth, I don't know, $1 million, 1.5, $2 million in 2030? I'm genuinely curious. Thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you guys on my next video.